Hello and welcome to my third JavaScript tutorial. I've recently been getting back into creating tutorials and I hope you enjoy them, so if you like them or dislike them, leave me feedback and I can take criticism. It's nothing new to me. So let's get started. In this tutorial I'll be covering variables and operators. Now a variable is a storage device. You could store anything inside of a variable, whether it be a string of text, a number, or another variable inside of that variable. Variables eliminate creating code over and over again, so retyping the same thing. That takes a lot of effort and it just becomes messy and long. So variables shorten everything and make it much more convenient and easy. So let's get started. To create a variable within the script chunk of code, you type var, V-A-R, and the name of the variable. A variable could be any name that starts with a letter or an underscore. Variables cannot have spaces in them. So if your variable has two words like my color, you have to put an underscore between my and color. But let's name this variable num1. Alright, so num1 equals, let's just give it a value of 2. And there, let's create another one. num2 equals a value of 4. Alright, now let's do something with these numbers. We have there, let's create a third one. num3 equals num1, and the operator is plus num2. Now operators are to use values and do something with them. So you could add them with the plus, you have subtraction with the minus, you have division with the backslash, which is this, and you have multiplication with the star. There's also something else called modulus, which divides the number and then gives you a remainder. But you don't have to worry about that for now, I'll cover it later. There's also increasing and decreasing, which I'll also explain later. Alright, so let's just have num3 is num1 plus num2. So the actual value of num3 is 6, because 2 plus 4 equals 6. Now alert num3, it'll alert num3, which is of course 6 as I just mentioned. So let's save this and test it as hello.htm. Replace it, open it, click this, 6, our value, just as we coded. Alright, so now we wanted to do something else. We already know if we were to do minus, it would be -2, multiplication 8, and so on with division. But let's cover increment. Increment takes the number and it increases it by 1. So if we were to do plus plus, which is the increment command, plus plus num1, it would actually be 3, because 2 incremented by 1 is 3. This is useful in, I guess, a timer, or a countdown, or a count up, like 1, 2, 3, or if we were to do a rocket, we would have 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, blast off. That's when it's useful. So to do minus, of course, is the opposite. It would be double negative. So let's do plus plus. Let's save it, refresh the page, click this, and it's 3 instead of 2 because it incremented. Okay, now I'll show you modulus. This one is confusing, but it's not too hard to explain. I'll try my best. So let's say we have num1 and we do a modulus, which is the percentage sign, of num2. What it'll do is it will take 2, it will divide it by 4, and it'll give the remainder, which is the remaining number. I have no idea because I'm not good with negatives, but let's just change these numbers up a bit. Let's make num1 5 and num2 2. Now if we were to divide 5 by 2, it would be 2.5, of course. because that's what it would be. But if you want an exact number, 5 divided by 2 is 2 rounded off. The remaining number is 1, because 4 divided by 2 is 2. 1 from the 5 is the extra number. So let's just save that. Refresh page, click this. It displays 1 because that's the remainder. Let's do another example. If we were to have 4 divided by 2, and then what would happen? Refresh that. The remainder is 0 because there is no remaining number. Now let's do something like 4 divided by 3, and 3 goes into 4 once, and then it has one remaining number. So the remainder here should be 1. Just like I said, the remaining number is of course 1. So that's what modulus is used for, and it's not hard to understand. I hope I explained it good, and I hope you don't have trouble with it. But yeah, that's everything you need to know about variables and operators for now. And that's the end of the tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you learned something. Have a nice day. Goodbye.